Hi everyone, this is Startup Bright and we're here to talk anything startups related. This is the time and place where founders pitch their companies, express their ideas. We talk about your vision, we talk about product and services, we talk about teams, problems, and of course your goals, right? So today we have our guest is Jeanine from AnnaBis, right?
We pronounce it AnnaBis, which is
AnnaBis.
like the French for cannabis without the C.
I see, okay. And she will be pitching her company here. When you're ready, just go.
So AnnaBis is the first e-commerce fashion luxury accessories brand in the cannabis industry. And it's such a simple idea that I was amazed that it was wide open white space. If you're one of the 128 million Americans who have tried cannabis, or the 34 million who use it every week,
All right.
you have to, you have to buy it and bring it home. You have to store it, and then if you're going out, you want to take it with you. And believe it or not, there's absolutely nothing nice out there to do that with. That was the big aha moment for me.
Okay.
So AnnaBis is solving that problem using fashion technology. We entered into the space in 2015, in holiday 2015, in the $12 billion US handbags and accessories industry. And since then, we've forged ahead. We were besieged by men who also wanted to have accessories, nice accessories to carry cannabis. And so now we're addressing both markets.
Okay.
What's unique about AnnaBis products is that they have Aroma-Bloc technology to control the scent. They have special designs for the tools and accessories that you use to consume cannabis. And they have secret compartments so that your private life can remain private.
I see.
Right. So we have an incredible team behind us, which I know we'll talk about soon.
Yeah.
But we have gotten a great deal of traction. We've sold several $100,000 worth of goods. We've done 2 or 3 iterations of our products. And we've defined our market. We've found who we're most important to and why. And we're now moving on out to create more products using fashion technology to solve the problems of upscale cannabis consumers.
Nice. So if you already know who exactly your customer is, you're so much ahead than any other startup that we've seen so far, because that is the biggest problem, to know who exactly you're going to be serving with your product or service. And I believe you're far ahead in your development. How did you come up with this idea?
Well, first of all, I am a lifelong cannabis consumer myself. I grew up in Venice Beach, California, so it was impossible not to be. But when I moved to New York in my early 20s to be on Madison Avenue, it was a whole different story. People were not, consuming as openly as they were in California. So I spent my career in branding and marketing. I actually started in new product development, which was really super important for AnnaBis, because I started the research, which told me who the market was for, right? I mean, who the product was for, and spent a lot of time up front doing that. And I used all the techniques that we use in new product development to do that. And then I went into branding and marketing, and I had a career. But during all that time, of course, the cannabis consumers knew each other. There's a code we have when you're at a party and somebody goes out on the balcony. We all know what's going on, right? So fast forward a few years, actually about 3-4 years ago, 2014 to be exact, I had hip surgery. And the doctor asked me, "What's your pain goal?" And I said, 0, of course. So he gave me a big bucket of opioids. So because I'm a workaholic, my plan was to have this be my vacation. I was going to take these opioids. My friends were going to come visit. I was going to eat bonbons in bed. It was going to be great. But instead, I was sleeping 90% of the time. So that just didn't work for me. So I said, okay, forget it. I don't want to take these opioids. I'm going to try medicinal cannabis, because I'd been a recreational consumer. It hadn't even occurred to me to use it medicinally. So I cracked it out and I used it, and within a week I was completely off opioids. I was back at my desk. The pain was completely managed, and I got really mad that it was not available to everybody for pain. It's just absolutely ridiculous. So now I'm carrying it with me for pain, and I went out with a bunch of friends, and we were all in a car, and somebody said, hey, I know we all consume cannabis. So now everybody said, yeah, sure, let's have some. We were going into a comedy club. So everybody starts digging in Louis Vuitton bags and Coach bags, and we're pulling out baggies and tea tins, and nobody can find a lighter. And then we finally get it done, and we smoke some, and now the car is filled with smoke. And somebody says, oh my God, we're going to be seeing the city council in there. They can smell us. Who's got some perfume? Who has some Tic Tacs? And we're all digging through our purses again. And we said, this is ridiculous. We are adults. We're not teenagers sneaking around in the back alley. Why can't we have a nice little kit to keep everything in our bags? And we've got nice bags, nice wallets, good iPhone cases and everything else. Why would we have baggies and tea tins? So I said, no worries, tomorrow I'm going to get us some. And that was the genesis, because the next day when I went to look for a great kit for us, there was nothing. Then we went into, I decided, oh my God, I can't believe that with the burgeoning industry, the size of this, the growth, 30% compound annual growth rate per year, how can that possibly be that we don't have something decent to carry cannabis discreetly and fashionably? Because it's not so much about hiding it, it's about having the gear you need to do what you feel is right. What I know about my customer, and I found out, and it's true for me too, is that cannabis is a thing that we do. It's not a thing that we are. So it does not define us. We just want some good, fashionable gear. We like design. Everything in our house is designed. Our clothes are designed. Why would we not want that?
Okay. Who is in your team?
Well, the first thing, I have a great team. The first thing, I have actually a pretty large team for a small group like us. Some of them are advisory, though. Working kind of on a day-to-day basis is my product guru, who also is a COO and CFO for our company. Okay. His name's Charlie Fierro-Mosca, and he grew up in the garment and the production industry in New York. And he came through Macy's. He was a senior vice president, made every category of goods. He launched Aeropostale, Alfie, a bunch of brands. He was the president of Barney's sportswear manufacturing, so he's made all that kind of goods around the world. And he's also been the CEO of Bailey Banks and Biddle. He was called in by Zales Corporation to turn that around and sell it, which he did successfully. So he's got C-level experience, been making products for all of his life, and he's really, key person for creating these kinds of products. But what this is all about is about both great products and great marketing, right? And branding. Because what the real opportunity here is to create the first luxury fashion accessories brand in cannabis. And if we're able to do that, which I know we can, given the people on our team, we will be able to then take that brand and expand it and apply it to other categories, solve other problems for cannabis consumers, right? So Charlie and myself are the kind of day-to-day people, but I have super brand people like Nicole DeMeo, who comes out of Gilt and HP and Apple, and Chris Foster, who is the North American president of Burson Cohn Wolfe, which is the third largest PR agency in the world. Okay. And these are people that I've worked with. Actually, everyone on our team has worked together for at least 10 years, maybe more. I see. Right? So I cherry picked.
So it's not like a new team for you. This is our people that you already work with. You know each other. That's amazing.
We've worked on all kinds of projects together, and every single person on the team is like that.
Nice.
So we have a creative director from the .com days. He's a great digital guy. I have a digital expert who's got her own ad technology that lets you deliver.
Yeah, I looked at your website. It looks, really good and polished. So you have a product, or like what stage of development your product is in?
All of our products are named after a really famous stoner.
Okay.
And we don't advertise it, we let it be our little secret.
Okay.
So the Lady G, one of the keys is women want convenience. We don't just want to look good, we want it to work really super well. So all of our products always have a phone pocket on the outside so we can grab it and never miss a call. The Lady G is also a convertible. She's a shoulder bag and she's a waist bag. So this is a clip.
Okay.
You can put it around your waist and you can go hands-free. So we really love that. Very utilitarian. That's the key.
Okay.
So here is one of the Aroma-Bloc compartments. It is completely lined with the Aroma-Bloc
Is it an
technology.
add-on, or it's
This is part of the
produced
purse.
like that? Okay.
You get this bag just like this. It
Okay.
comes to you like this, but it's stuffed with nice things, and we give you a little surprise. I'm not going to tell you what the surprise is.
Okay.
We're all about surprising and delighting our customers. This is an Aroma-Bloc compartment. You can see that the zipper is different from other zippers.
It is, yeah.
That's because it's airtight. So in here, one of the things we learned is that people don't just do one thing. They don't just smoke. They don't just they don't just eat something. They don't just take tinctures. They usually do all of them. So we made these really flexible. So here's one pouch. Do with it as you will. This is another odor-proof compartment right here that you could put things in.
Okay.
I'm going to have to take out all my things. So here's my keys. Here's my headset. Now here are the compartments where I have my mints, my lipsticks, my lighters, so
Okay.
I don't ever lose them anymore. Here's my handy dandy wallet. And now, let's just say that you were the guards at Coachella, and you were going to check my bag to see if I had any pot, right?
Okay.
So you could check it here, right? And you could check it there. You'd open this for you, and I would have opened it, and there wouldn't have been anything in there. And then you'd look in my purse. So can I go in? Can I go into Coachella now? Okay.
I don't know, I guess, yeah.
You're gonna let me go in? Okay, cool. Now, as soon as I go in, I'm gonna go straight up with my friends, and then I'm gonna go like that. And I'm gonna pull up the lining, and there is another secret Aroma-Bloc compartment.
Okay.
So that's one of the things. It's just a handy thing. Kids don't find it. You can. The rule for kid-proof is 5 minutes with a 5-year-old. If they can't open it, you're good.
You're good?
Kids never find it. Adults don't find it. So
Okay.
now all of our bags have some of the features. They don't all have all of them.
Features.
So
yeah.
if it's really small, we have an extra compartment in the middle, but it's not hidden, right?
Okay.
For extra odor proof, because what's really stinky are the things that you carry around with it, like your pipes, a used pipe or a half-smoked joint, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So this bag looks great. It can go into the best, stores or restaurants. People love putting them on the table next to them while they eat, and knowing that everything's inside and nobody else knows. Well, the first thing we wanted to do is prove that we were right and people wanted this product. So as part of the research, you find out how people are using cannabis in their lives, what do they have to carry. So we realized that we needed to have something small to go in a briefcase or in a tote bag, something kind of medium for the people who carry a variety of things. And then women were asking us for handbags. So that's what we have. We have purse accessories and we have handbags. And now the purse accessories are becoming gender neutral, so you can put them in a backpack, whether you're male or female, backpack, briefcase, things like that. 2 classes of products. And we've come through a couple of iterations because I think one of the most important things is that you have to listen to your customers and you have to be close to them and you have to understand their lives and help them solve their problems in the way they want them solved. Yeah. And I think that's the key to a great product. It's usability.
Yeah, that is, you can make any predictions or marketing research or anything. The moment you hit your actual customers, you realize that the whole thing doesn't make any sense. Right?
Or that what you came in with the suppositions
yeah,
of.
it needs to twist, you need to adjust, you need to change it. Yeah, so what is your, how big is the market? You mentioned a few numbers before we started, but how big is your market, and how do you plan to make money? Just selling products, or you have something else in addition to that?
Well, there's so much opportunity. The key is staying focused, right, and prioritizing. And I think as an entrepreneur, that's the hardest thing in the world to do.
It is.
So we are going to, first of all, we are going to stay squarely in, we're going to start where we are in the personal accessories category, right? Okay. And there's a lot to be done, because men want things to go inside their jacket pocket. They, you know, everyone wants a nice little kit to go in their overstuffed tote. So right now, it's about understanding, you know, filling out the gaps in the personal carry. Mm-hmm. And also home storage. We'll be doing a few of those things very quickly, because what we found is people are using our accessories to store as well as carry. So we'll be developing that. But we'll be moving into other categories like travel and athleisure for sure. Mm-hmm. We've got some really fantastic plans in the works for that.
And what is your marketing strategy? How are you going to market your products?
So we are an e-commerce brand primarily. And at our height, we'll probably be 80% e-commerce, 20% physical retail. Mm-hmm. And the physical retail in the near term will be really playing kind of a brand awareness role, as well as connection with the marketplace, opportunity to touch and feel luxury products, which is important. But then we're going to be really a digital company, so it's going to be a digital marketing strategy. What's different about our strategy than most people's strategy is that we know that the internet was created not to find people, but for people to find information. Right?
Yes, yes.
So what we have is a special technology that we've got through one of our team members that delivers programmatic advertising to content pages. So to make that come alive for you, it means when someone goes online and they want to find something to carry their cannabis, right?
Okay, yeah.
They're going to do a search. Maybe they're going to go accessories for something. So they'll be searching for accessories, right? They'll go to certain pages that will come up, the 10 best accessories and for carrying cannabis were in all those stories. We'll deliver our advertising against those pages. Okay. So we know that people are actively searching for what we want. They have the intention to purchase.
I see.
So what's different is that, I mean, that's a content marketing strategy, but what's different is that it's been very difficult to programmatically deliver those ads. In other words, you had to be very meticulously by hand figuring this out and making your media plan. Okay. Now you can program it and get it done.
So is it going to be kind of Google?
There will be SEO, search engine optimization. Okay. I mean, we'll be doing that. We'll be doing pay-per-click. And then we'll be doing these digital ads against targeted content. Okay. And that's going to be the primary digital strategy. But digital strategies are part of content strategies, right? And as I was just explaining. Yeah. So content's a big thing, and there's so much content that's needed. So we have already published something called the AnnaBis Green Guides, because our market travels. They go places, they're very open-minded, they're curious, they're culturally aware and participatory. So we started creating guides for them to different cities saying, well, here's the rules here. So when I first had this idea and I was honing it down, I'm part of the baby boom generation. I know lots of baby boomers. So it was easy for me to get to know them, and clearly the baby boom are big consumers because of medicinal cannabis. Medicinal cannabis is legal in 30 states, and recreational cannabis is legal in 9 states plus Washington, D.C. Let's see, I'm sorry, lost myself for a sec.
Your story?
Yeah. I was telling you the story of how. So baby boom. What I was saying is, I know the baby boom very well. They're really great cannabis consumers, and then we baby boomers have millennial kids, right? So we know our millennials pretty well. I hire lots of millennials, so I feel like I know them very well. And of course, my daughter steals my clothes, I steal her clothes. So I knew that we could create designs that both of those groups would would be interested in. And certainly the research bore out that those two groups would be really big groups for us in cannabis. So I thought, you know what, parents in that middle group, they're working real hard, they have no time, they're probably not going to be as big consumers. And, you know, professional people who are like from, you know, 7 a.m. till 11 p.m., you know, are they going to really have time? So I really focused, I thought, baby booms and millennials, those are my market.
Okay.
But when I launched, and you know, no one ever launches with as much money as they would like to launch with. So you have to be judicious about it. And I decided to put my money in PR. And the reason I decided to do that is because I could cast the net really wide, right? I can go for all demographic groups. I can go for every state in the union. I can go professional, I can go women, I can go fashion, right, with PR. So that's what I did. So much to my surprise, when all was said and done and everybody had come and customers were buying, the biggest group was the 35 to 45-year-old. So I was shocked, like, what is that? That was not what I expected. So because I come out of research, I immediately, you know, started either calling them or Googling them and getting to know them. And it turns out that parents are some of the people that need cannabis the most. And the reason is that these people are working really, really hard all day long, and then they run around, they pick people up, they bring home the bacon, they fry it up, and then they're supposed to be fun and be with the kids. So rather than a glass of wine, which kind of depresses you and makes you want to go to sleep, a little cannabis can really get the creative juices going, and parents really find that it's a great thing. The other thing that came out of that was women lawyers. Give me a female lawyer who consumes cannabis and I've got a customer. So those are some of the surprises that came out. So I think it is important that you be open-minded.
Okay, so I want to ask you, where are you manufacturing your accessories? Is it going to be here in the States, or are it going to be international manufacturing?
I visited about 8 manufacturers here in the States, hoping that I would be able to manufacture here. But because of the intricacy of our interiors with the Aroma-Bloc technology, and I should tell you what Aroma-Bloc technology is. So there's the outer shell of leather, or faux leather that we use. Then there's a layer of resin film. Then there's our lining, so it's making a pocket, and then we seal it with an airtight zipper. Because of that, and because of the little pockets and such like that, there's a lot of work inside. It gets really expensive. So we manufacture in China.
You manufacture in China. How are you gonna control the quality?
Well, here's where having an incredible production guy makes all the difference. One of the many places that makes a huge difference. Because Charlie knows everybody in the production world, he was able to go to a company that produced hundreds of thousands of bags, top brands in the United States, sold on QVC, every department store in the United States. Normally they wouldn't talk to us, but because of Charlie, they not only talked to us, but they gave us financing, which is really,
look at that.
That's amazing. So now, because of that, they have all those things set up. They're all about quality control, and the factories have a relationship with them, and a big relationship. So there's, you know, and this relationship's been over 50 years. So, and then the other great thing is one throat to choke. If I do have a problem, I get to yell at them.
Okay, that's always helpful, right? You have access to the people that actually are doing the work, so you can control it better.
Right. And you have to pay for that, but guess what? You have to pay if you go over and make sure that your quality's controlled. And if you're a novice, and even if you're not a novice, but you don't have clout, it's going to be very hard to achieve that.
Okay, so you said you were looking for investment. Are you willing to share with us how much of an investment you're seeking at the moment? And of course, the question that goes with that is, you know, any investor will be looking for a deal, for a good deal. So for that specific investment, what kind of deal are you willing to offer to investors?
Well, we're looking for $1.2 million. Well, because with that kind of financing, we can build this company so that based on its multiple, at about multiple of sales in about 5 years, multiple of EBIT, we'll have a $70, $80 million company. And at that time, your investment's going to work out really well for you and for me.
You really want to build this company. You really after serving the market, and the financials are kind of afterwards, afterthought. In terms of you're not necessarily looking for big, making a lot of money. You're looking into building a product, serving customer, and making the money is going to be like a side product of it.
I wouldn't say that.
No? Okay.
We're looking to make a lot of money.
Okay.
We think that we'll make a lot of money just by building the business, but we also think we're going to be a super acquisition target. We think manufacturers, retailers, brands, and as money comes into this market, because the banking regulations are normalized and it's legalized, we're going to have a lot of suitors. So we think we're going to have a 10x return on our investment. And that's what we're aiming for, and we know we'll be very profitable. I'm beating off wholesale orders right now on a daily basis,
Okay.
So we need to serve the market, but that amount of money lets us grow, really reasonably. Is it way aggressive? No, it's really reasonable, and if we find that being more aggressive will result in better yields, we'll go out for another round and do that, or hopefully we'll have a strategic partner. We're very interested in a strategic partner who can help us with distribution or production, marketing, those kinds of things. So that's where, in partnership, I think that this will actually be a much bigger company because the opportunities are so vast. But as I said to you, we have to be realistic and focused and prioritized. So we're saying if we just make personal accessories and some home accessories, we'll be really profitable in 3 to 5 years. And we turn cash flow positive in year 2, about halfway through.
Okay. You plan to sell physical products, and physical products are never easy to fulfill. Do you have a warehouse here? How is that gonna work out? I mean, $1.2 million is, I think, okay for a company that is selling physical products, needs to build digital assets and sell online. What is your vision about the actual logistics of building this business?
We already have fulfillment, and fulfillment's really easy for us because we've outsourced it to a fulfillment house, which is owned in part by one of our investors.
Okay.
So we pay the same rates as their biggest clients, even though we're a small client, and they're really, really excellent. So that's done. It's already worked into our cost of goods. We know how much everything costs. We know what it costs us to make our products. We know who's making it. We know what it costs us to ship them. Really, there's not a lot of wild cards, because in the digital arena, in the digital marketing side, cost of customer acquisition, right? It's all about testing and optimizing. We've done some testing already. We know what we can do. We need to optimize that and move out. Products, well, in any business, you put some out, you see what happens, and then if they really work, boom. And so we're big on testing, we're big on listening, we're big on learning, and that's really how we're going to grow. So it's all mapped out already.
Well, it sounds like you have pretty much everything handled. I really hope you find funding. It's not, you're so much ahead in your product development. Fulfillment process looks to be taken care of. You have a good relationship with the manufacturer. All this kind of comes together. I really hope that you find your funding. I'm pretty sure you will.
Thank you.
And I want to wish you good luck. Thank you very much for being part of Startup Bright. I'm pretty sure we will meet again. And I would like to follow up with you in 3 months, 6 months, and see how you've developed.
Great. I'll welcome that.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks.
Thanks.